Now, we'll start on the symmetrical part of our butterfly. See, one of the challenges we face, if you look closely at this part, is that with the back and forth motion of the brush, the fabric's fibers shift, and that makes it a bit challenging for us. But ultimately, with plenty of practice, you can also work on velvet, suede, or faux suede, and even felt fabrics. These just require a lot of practice. Also, make sure your paint's consistency is right for whatever material you're working with, and the best way to achieve the right consistency is what I mentioned before. Test it out on a scrap piece of the fabric you're using. See which consistency works so the paint doesn't just sit on top, failing to soak in and then fading when washed, but also isn't so thin that when you apply it, it's too watery for that specific fabric and material, causing the paint to bleed and run into the rest of the work. Pay close attention. Using a flick and motion, we create very delicate highlights and shadows on our piece. See, when the amount of paint on the brush decreases, it's the perfect time to create these softer, dark areas that aren't actually as black as these other parts. See, these sections are drawn using that same brush flicking technique. Why is that? Because we don't want to create straight, direct lines. In fact, we don't want uniform lines. This flicking motion makes the base of our work dark, and as it moves forward, it gets lighter and lighter and fades away. And well, this is a proper shading and correct technique for charcoal drawing. A little bit. Of course, I'm also facing this challenge now, where because I don't want a hand to get in front of the camera and ruin your viewing angle, I'm working on these parts with a bit of difficulty, but the core of the actual technique and work in this section and on the right side of the butterfly, you've already seen. This side is also designed under the same conditions. Now, in some places, I have to bring my hand over the work, and it might block your view a little bit. See, it's very important not to have too much paint on your brush. When you want to work this way and create this level of darkness,